There we go, I've got the wireless connection up and running. Hello, my name's Adrian Cockings and welcome to the coronavirus update video 26.0. It has been a very long week. We've got a load of news that we can recover and go through and talk about, but yeah, let's jump into everything that has happened over the last 24 hours. But first of all, everyone who is new to these videos, because we have been getting a lot of new subscribers, especially to this page. My name's Adrian Cockings, and I set up this page to basically inform any English-speaking expats here in Spain who don't speak Spanish, with keeping them up to date with the coronavirus, the situation in Spain, and the state of emergency that has been put into place since the 13th of March. Every day I do a daily video at 4 p.m. and I think, oh God, no, that's nothing to do with the coronavirus, that's just a dry throat. I've completely lost where I was going to go to. So basically, yeah, all you guys who are on here already sharing these videos out with all your friends, liking them, commenting, I really appreciate it, because it's actually you guys who are sharing this information. I'm just presenting it to you guys. So, or everyone, basically, thank you for sharing, but let's jump into it. So, first of all, I just want to say happy Good Friday to everyone out there, or happy Viernes Santo here in Spain. Unfortunately, we can't celebrate Easter because we are still on lockdown, but hey, we can celebrate at home, and we can always message and video call our friends and family just to say have a good Easter, especially. Right, so as always, what I like to do, I normally go through the numbers on everything over the last 24 hours. I like to do a rundown on the statistics and numbers over the last 24 hours here in Spain. And what can we see from today? Well, it's all good news. You know, it's still lowering down. It's not a dramatic decline, but it's still there. So as of recording for today, the amount of people infected is 157,022 people infected. That is 4,576 over the last 24 hours. Now, thinking of that, over the last week or so, the only time that it's gone to the 4,000 was on Monday. So we are now again at the 4,000 mark, which is good, 4,500. It's still a good rate that is declining at the moment. So yes, fantastic there. The recovery rate as of today, Friday the 10th of April, is 55,668. That is 3,500 over the last 24 hours, which is lower than what has been previously over the last 2 days, but still at the start of the week, it's more or less the same there. So it's still a good number of recovery rates. As we go to the deaths, unfortunately, we do have to cover this as well, but they are declining in numbers, which is also a positive here. So as of today, there are 15,843 deaths. That is 605 over the last 24 hours. And this is actually the lowest it has been all week, which is brilliant news. So we're starting to see what I think could be the start of this curve, okay? Now, everyone is talking about this curve, and basically what it means is the numbers will start to gradually decline. However, government officials said that we are not on the decline, okay? This is something that I actually thought was very wise of him to say. We are not on the decline, we are actually on the confinement stage. And I think that's a good idea, because as soon as you start saying we're on the decline, well, the decline will start meaning that everyone will think, oh, brilliant, we can now start going out. No, this is not the case. We still have to fight this until at least the 12th of April. Sorry, not the 12th of April, the 26th of April. And hopefully by then we will have some sort of initial incline going down, and we'll be able to hopefully get out of this lockdown. Maybe little by little, we just don't know, especially. Now, there's also been some more results that have been coming out, and I just wanted to talk about this as well today. So as it stands today, Spain used to be the second worst country for the amount of deaths due to coronavirus, but we have now been overtaken by the United States. So as it stands, Italy is still the worst country with 18,000 deaths. The United States have now taken over with 16,000, and we are in Spain are in the 15,000. So we are third place at the moment. Don't know if that's a good thing or not. But yeah, this is some more statistics. So it just goes to show what we're doing in Spain, I think, is working, because we could be coming out of this hopefully sooner than many other countries, but we just don't know until we get to that stage. France has also released that with their death rates, they're around the 12,000 mark. But from today, people are allowed out to exercise a certain period of times. And what I've seen, the videos so far of the streets in Paris, it just blew my mind because they are jam-packed with people running and going to the outside exercise areas and gyms and touching all of these things. And I think that's probably the worst thing that people could be doing right now, just coming out of a lockdown in France. And they are now going out and touching everything that could be then touched by someone else. They're not wearing masks or anything like this. So I don't know what's going to happen with France, but I will be keeping an eye on it because I think what they've done is something maybe too soon. But we shall see. Definitely, we shall see. Right, let's jump into the news over the last 24 hours. Again, Congress yesterday, they met, and as of recording the video yesterday, they were still in meetings and there was still news coming out. But as of yesterday afternoon, the extension has now been approved for up to the 26th of April. So this is good news. This was something that President Sanchez put into motion last week. And again, everyone started speculating, yes, we're on lockdown until the 26th. No. Always, it has to go to Congress first, and then Congress, and they have to get enough votes to be able to agree on this, and then it's put into motion. Yesterday, the parties, Vox, for example, they actually went against President Sanchez, but the majority of the bigger parties did actually vote for the extension. So yes, it is now official. We are still going until the 26th of April. Now, a lot of people have been sending me messages about the extra 15 days that President Sanchez said he's convinced that he will have to put into place. Now, yes, he did say this. However, this is not going to be something that could go into motion quite easily. With the speeches that were given by the presidents of the other political parties, they have basically said that they will not support the extension of the extension for 15 days. That will go up to the 10th of May, which is an extra 15 days. That is what he would like to put into place. But the political parties have, well, a lot of them have said, no, we will probably not look at this as an alternative. We will not look at something like this because, well, I guess they're looking at many different aspects of it, finance, or the financial aspects, the economics. So something like this, again, it might not be put into place. And a lot of people are already starting to send me messages saying, are we extending until the 10th of May? And I can answer you this, no, nothing like this has been requested. So President Sanchez hasn't even put it in a proposal. He said in the meeting in Congress, he said, I am convinced that we will have to extend an extra 15 days, but he has to put this into Congress, and Congress then has to vote and agree on this. And the way it's looking at the moment, most political parties will actually go against this. So as it stands, we are going until the 26th, and there's most likely going to be some sort of lighter extension where a lot of people will be able to go out and exercise and stuff like this. As it stands at the moment, nothing has changed, okay? And until Monday, nothing will change, but I'll get to that in a second. And just looking at the viewers here, we're over 1,000 already. We beat our record yesterday with getting to 1,000 live views, and we're already over 1,000. So you guys, without even asking you to share this, we've already got to 1,000 viewers. So thank you, seriously, thank you. And we're almost up to 4,000 likes on the page. So again, still share this out with as many people as you can because it's really working. We're getting all the correct information out there. Okay. More news. We're going to talk about Madrid now. So Madrid have been the worst part of Spain that has been affected by coronavirus. The hospitals have been, well, weeks ago they were crashing because there were not enough ICU units, there were not enough beds, there were not enough places for A&E. So they were struggling. So of course temporary hospitals were made, up to 800 beds were put into these temporary hospitals, and now a lot of the news is coming out that Madrid hospitals and doctors and nurses are now starting to manage the whole system now. They're managing to get hold of it and be able to work properly without having any lack of resources or lack of information. So this is good news coming out of Madrid. And in fact, over the last 15 days, today is the least amount of people admitted into the Madrid hospitals, into coronavirus sections. So this is fantastic news that in the last 15 days, today is actually the best day that they have had over the last 15 days. So it's definitely working what we are doing. So all I can say is thumbs up to all the doctors there, if there is a doctor in Madrid watching especially. We're going to continue on with Madrid now. So, of course, this is now Easter weekend. Of course, lots of news coming out that people are trying to leave Madrid and get down to the coast of Valencia, Almeria, Murcia. And, of course, the Guardia Civil were cracking down on this. And we saw lots of photos coming out from the official Guardia pages of people being detained, arrested, sent back home, fined. And the statistics are now starting to come out, which is good. And there was actually some statistics that actually came out from a small village or beach town that yesterday they had 312 people fined coming down from Madrid and of course sent back home, but today there was only one. So obviously what they're doing is working, and these people who are coming down from Madrid, unfortunately they are taking the rules into their own hands, which is horrible. But the Guardia Civil have obviously been doing things because they are either been sent back home or they are being completely fined or arrested. So this is good. So all the way down from 312 down to one person being fined today. That's great news. But in total of the lockdown, in not just in Madrid, but all of Spain, there have been over 450,000 fines put out because of people breaking the rules, going to supermarkets that are not the closest, doing exercise when they shouldn't be, walking the dogs further than they should be. In fact, there was a man who took the rubbish out, and it turns out he was 5 kilometers away from his home. Of course, he wanted to take an extra long walk. And of course he got fined. Now these fines, as I've said in many videos before, these start from 600 euros and they go all the way up to 30,000 euro fines. Now the majority of these fines, they are halved in price if you pay within a certain period of time. Normally it's 15 days. And it all depends on if you have been caught of the severity of the fines as well. So as they were saying on the news today, if it's your first time offence, it will be roughly around 600 euros. If it's your second or third, it will probably double or triple in the likelihood of being caught again. And any severe cases of putting other people's lives in danger, this can go up to a jail sentence and 30,000 euro fine, which is a lot. Right, let's go on to some more news. Over the last couple of days now, my auntie's watching. Hi, Gail. She's all the way back in the UK. You guys are lucky to be able to go out and exercise. Don't ruin it. So, going back to some information that has come out today. Now, I talked about this over the last 2 or 3 days now, where people have said that they can go to work as of yesterday if they're self-employed. I reiterated this so many times, do not go to work because there could be fines put into place because nothing official has been put out. And watching Congress and watching the Moncloa speeches that have been put out, yes, I was actually correct about this. So basically what is going to be happening though, as of Monday, most of the self-employed people who were able to work in the previous first lockdown, so this includes construction workers, electricians, painters, pool cleaners, dentists, mechanics, these are now starting to open up again, and as of Monday, most of these will be able to go back to work. Now, when I say back to work, it will be with precautions. It will be, and that's my cat again, it will be, most cases, you'll have to wear a mask or some sort of protection around your face. You'll have to be, if you are in close quarters with other people, you have to try and keep a minimum distance of 2 meters between these people. And if you can, of course, avoid any public contact. That's basically what's been put out at the moment. Now, I'm still waiting for news of the full list of who will be able to go back to work. But as it stands and what they've been producing so far, it will be all the people who were locked out, who were basically stopped during the first lockdown. So I'm still waiting to get information on who exactly can work, and I'll probably have to go back to the documents that were released on the 13th of March, all the way up to the 20th of March, and I'll see what exactly will be able to come out, okay? So that's all good news. Now, as I do know, the people who will not be able to go back to work, this will be hairdressers doing, well, in the salon basically, bars, restaurants, cafes, and shops. These will be the places that will not be able to open up. So if you are in this sector, I'm very sorry, but you still can't open up yet. But there probably will be news after the 26th of April that you will be able to open up again. But of course, with different rules put into place. And the last two bits, wow, we're getting really, really good at this, aren't we? So, also in the news, they've been a lot of news about the EU, the European Union, meeting and talking about what funds and what benefits and what help they're going to be giving to the European countries, including Spain. So as it stands, they're going to be putting €500 million to go towards the fight against coronavirus to all the European countries that have been affected. So €500 million in aid is going to be coming to all the countries of Europe. We don't know how much is going to be put into each different country. I guess it's going to be towards how many people have been affected by it, the death rates, infection rates. Basically, it would have to do with everything, but it has been approved, and this was put in yesterday. So this is actually great news because, of course, a lot of people are worrying about the economics of, or the economy in Spain and what's going to happen after this is lifted. So if this actually is all completely true and we're going to be getting aid from the European Union, then this could be great. You know, the government will be able to start funding a lot of the places that have lost money. They'll start be able to put benefits to them. So this is all great news. And saying of benefits as well, so far in Spain, there's going to be €20 million going towards people who are self-employed or autonomo. And that's only because of the people who have lost work over the last month. You think about the month work that they would have lost, the average of 15 maybe to €3,000, 1,500 to €3,000, then €20 million is going to benefits basically. So this is really, really good news. And also we've actually started receiving letters. People have started sending me letters from La Mutua, which is basically the security company or the insurance company that has to analyze your data to see if you have had loss and what information they're providing and stuff like this. So we've actually been receiving letters from people who are self-employed, who have applied for these benefits, and they've been sent these letters. So a lot of these letters, we received one today, and I translated, or my wife translated it, the beautiful wife that she is. She translated it, and it's basically to say that all the information has to be confirmed. So far, everything, they've received the application, and they're going to be analysing the situation to be able to gain the benefits. They also said on the document that if you are providing false information, as in you are still declaring money or still receiving money, then of course this will all be void, and you would have to actually pay back the money that you have received from La Mutua. But this is just a standard letter that normally they put out for anyone who is going on benefits. So this is all good. Definitely all good. Also, we're going to talk about the last thing, which is flights. Now, a lot of people have been mentioning about when they can get flights and how soon they can start flying over or even driving over to get ferries and stuff. Now, as it stands, most of the airlines are putting every flight on, well, they're grounded until mid-June. There are still emergency flights. Now, these emergency flights are only available for people who have residency in Spain or a citizen of Spain. If you are currently in the UK or Ireland or another country and you do not have residency in Spain, but you want to come to Spain, I'm very sorry, but you are not able to get to these emergency flights. You will not be able to get across the border, so I'm very sorry. Now, a lot of people have been asking, and there's definitely different circumstances, and I know we have been reading a lot of these circumstances where people have been messaging me. And the best advice that I can give you, if it is classed as an emergency, then the best advice I can give you is speaking with the embassy. For example, if you are currently in Spain and you have to get back to the UK for a dying relative or something like this, best advice would be to contact the embassy. Where we are is in Alicante. Contact them and see what they can advise, because they might be able to give you a certain permission pass to be able to get a flight to be able to fly back to the UK. That's basically what the situation is at the moment. Now, of course, people have been asking me, what do you think is going to happen after the lockdown has been lifted? And honestly, I don't really know. There has not been much information. Now, the flights, like for example, Jet2, I posted about this a couple of days ago. Jet2 are grounding all of their flights until mid-June. But even then, we don't know what the state of the world will be in. We don't know what other countries will be in this situation. Because Spain has been affected the most, I think we're relying on Spain to come out of this first, fingers crossed, and then we will be able to see from the other countries. Now, if, for example, they do lift the borders, I think there'll be precautions put into place and protocols being able to cross the border. You might be able to have some sort of permission, temperature taken, and probably a test or so. I don't know what the situation could be like. But if this is all going forwards and we're on the decline, then the way it's going at the moment, I think Spain will be out of lockdown first, and then we'll have to see the other countries before even lifting the borders. And once that happens, I think there'll just be different protocols put into place. So who knows about that? Okay, last little thing. Now, masks. A lot of people have been still asking me about masks and where we can get masks and stuff like this. So masks, they are currently being distributed around the whole country, okay? There has been over 5.5 million masks sent from China, from Turkey, and these masks are being distributed to local pharmacies, but the majority are going to health service workers, so for example, nurses, doctors, people working in residencies for the elderly as well. The majority of these masks and protective gear will be going to these certain areas, but then they will be going out to the public. Now, what a government official put out today is when people do start going back to work from Monday, for example, then the likelihood of being able to get a mask is quite high, but some places might not be able to get it. So if this is the case, it's not going to be mandatory to wear a mask, but they do advise it if you have one. Even putting a scarf across your mouth or something like this, it's advised instead of having nothing, but it's still not the law yet. So it's not a law to wear a mask. This could change over the weekend, we don't know, but we'll just have to wait and see. Right, and that's basically it. Now, for everyone yesterday who, I put out the riddle yesterday of what am I, and you guys who put a chick, you guys are all correct, because of course it's Easter. The riddle was, if I can remember it, let's have a look where it is. I have a little house in which I live alone. It has no doors or windows, and if I want to go out, I must break through the door. What am I? I am a chick, not a chicken, because a chicken is a full-grown chicken. So it is a chick. So anyone who guessed a chick, you are correct. Anyone else who also guessed other reptile animals, such as a snake or a turtle, yeah, very creative. Technically, you are correct, but because it's Easter, it's a chick. Okay, that's basically what it's going to be there. And that's basically it for today. Now, your question of the day, and I like to always finish off with a question of the day because it gets you guys talking a bit more, it gets you guys thinking a little bit more as well. So we've been doing lots of different questions about your favorite thing to do, or the one thing you want to do after lockdown, who you're going to see first, what did you do last birthday, just so many different things. So the question of the day is, for anyone who is living in Spain at the moment, or even holiday to Spain, what is your favourite part of Spain? What is your favourite thing to do, or your favourite, your favourite thing, okay? What is your favourite thing about Spain? Is it the weather, the food, the gastronomy, the drinks, the people? What's your favourite thing? Now, of course, I'm in real estate, so for me, trying to sell a property, I normally come up with lots of different things that I absolutely love. So this is going to be a question for you guys. If you currently have a place in Spain and you love being here and you're in Spain at the moment, what is your favourite thing about living here? And if you're only holiday, or maybe you have a holiday home or looking for a holiday home, then you can always contact me. But what is your favourite thing about Spain? Okay, that's going to be your question of the day. I'm already getting answers coming through already. Wine and dancing, Spanish tapas, guys, brilliant. Start bringing in those comments. What's your favourite thing about Spain? And I'll see you guys tomorrow, just like always, at 4 p.m. every single day. And yeah, that's it. I'll see you tomorrow at 4 p.m. Also, remember, 8 p.m. every night, get out onto those balconies, give a round of applause, play some music, send me the videos as well, because lots of people have been sending me photos and videos. Send them across to me. Do a private message, do a hashtag to me, send them to me, because I love seeing those videos especially. Right, guys, that is it from me today. I will see you tomorrow at 4 p.m, just like always, hopefully with another shirt, but I'm running out. Anyway, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.